Let's look at your options when you're replying to a patient. When replying to a patient as a clinician or a receptionist, we have some different options available. There's some formatting options to help format our message. Here we can insert a link. For example, you might want to insert a link to advice on the NHS website. There's also the option to select a quick response. Quick responses are customizable responses that the practice can set for common responses. Forms, which allows us to attach a form to the message for the patient to complete. For example, in this case, for our asthmatic patient, we could ask him to complete an asthma review form. Let's say that we're the clinician and we want to respond to the patient and ask them to increase their dosage of their inhaler to help control their symptoms. We've typed our response and now we have some more options. Here is where we can choose to allow the patient to reply. If we tick this box, it gives the patient the opportunity to reply if they want to. If we didn't want the patient to reply and we didn't want to give them an option, we don't tick this box. Notice when we ticked Allow Patient to Reply, another option appears underneath. Require Patient Reply. This can be used to insist a reply from the patient. So this is useful when we're asking the patient to confirm an appointment time. We then have the option to add an alert to the request, which is particularly useful if we're waiting for a reply from the patient and we want the system to alert us to tell us if we haven't had a response. So again, this could be used in a situation where we have offered a patient an appointment, it's for the same day, and we want to let an alert on the request to make sure that we get a reply in time. Once we have written our response and decided what we want the patient to do, we can choose what we want to do with the request itself. We can send and close the request, which will close the request and remove it from the work list altogether. This suggests that we've completed everything we need to and we're finished with the request. If the patient were to respond to the message, it will come through to the dashboard as a new request, even if we've closed it. The other option is to choose Send, and this will just send our response to the patient, but it will keep the request open in the work list. If we decide we required the patient reply, so we've offered them an appointment time and we've asked them to reply to us to confirm if they can come or not, our Send and Close option will change to Send and Wait. If we require a response from the patient, we don't want to close the request, and we're waiting for the patient to respond, so this will place the request into the Wait work list. Let's have a look at what this would look like. Once we select Send and Wait, if we now look at the home screen, we can see the request has moved from our work list and it's in the Wait at Work list. We can see the notification at the top of the request, which tells us how long the patient has to reply before it's flagged to us as a breach. This time is related to how long we've set the alert for. In another example, if we send and close this request, we can see it disappears out of the work lists altogether. When a reply is sent to a patient, they will receive an email with a link to take the patient back into your practice's Footfall front end on a secure, encrypted connection. After entering their date of birth, they'll be able to see the practice's message.